Okay, so it's 5:30 in the morning. It's the morning after I just recorded episode 5, 2 days after I did episode 6. And this weekend, or this Friday, I'm going to Amsterdam with my brother. It's Tuesday right now. I had a 3-day weekend. 3 more days, I'll be going to Dam. I can't wait. We booked this months ago. Maybe, possibly, might find someone out there for episode 7. Because right now, I have no idea who episode 7 is going to be. So, we'll see. Maybe we'll find someone in Dam. I just got to get through these next few days of work. And then we're off. Boom, okay, and that day's done. So, we got, oh, you can hardly see. Okay, let me lean back. We're here, Tuesday. Next Saturday, potentially, Luke and Amelia, I need to find out. And then down here, Kerry on the 24th, potentially, need to find out. And then here, so I met this guy a couple of days ago on the train. He complimented me on my tattoo, and then we got talking. Turns out he was here on holiday staying with his auntie and uncle, not far from where I live. He's here for 2 weeks, just seeing what London's like. He's from South Africa originally. He said he was interested. Obviously, he's not here for much longer, and I'm in Dam for like 4 or 5 days by the end of the week. So I told him, listen, if you're free tomorrow, come through. Let's do the episode. As you can see from the text, he said yeah. He said pretty much yeah. I just didn't want to hold my breath. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get episode 7 in tomorrow. Let's find out. Right now I'm torn between telling that guy to come over to do episode 7 and just lying in bed and falling asleep. I'm so tired right now, but I still kind of want to do it. I feel like this will be the only opportunity I'll get to actually interview this guy. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it. I'll try to sleep on the train home. See if that helps. I told the guy roughly where I lived, so he went, okay, I'm gonna walk there now, I'll just hang around. So I think he's like outside my house now, pretty much. So let's go meet him. I almost forgot what he looks like. I literally spoke to him on the train for like 2-3 minutes and that was it. So let's see. I think I see him. I think I caught him down the aisle, one sec. What are you saying, bro? You good? The feds, they hate me. They know I've done some shavings, babe, but left no clue. Oh, fucking hell, man. I actually can't believe I was at work today and now I'm doing episode 7. That's actually hilarious.
Sure, episode 7.
Bro, cheers.
Salute, man. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it, man. Big up. Yeah, welcome, episode 7. So, I guess let's explain briefly how we actually met.
Oh, yeah.
And for once,
yeah.
let me say for once, I didn't do the approaching.
Oh,
you spoke to me. Because obviously, every episode, I get a different stranger on.
Yeah.
For me to meet those strangers, I'm just constantly just walking up to people and chatting to them. If I find something interesting about someone, I'll talk to them about it.
Oh, like just the vibes.
Yeah, and then it's just a whole dance as to figuring
Yeah.
out whether they'll be interested and whether it's worth me asking them and all of this. And do you know what's jokes? I saw you in the corner of my eye,
Oh, sure.
and I was like, oh, he looks interesting. Maybe I'll chat to him, see what he's saying. As soon as I was thinking that, you turned to me and go, dude, I like your tattoos, man.
That's actually cool. Yeah, we just started chatting, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Talking to people here seems different. Like everybody's so like rushed and shit. So it's kind of like okay, even though you like honestly some of the most interesting people I've seen people from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
So like to try and talk to someone is kind of like oh I really wanna you seem like you have a whole thing, but then like you'll say something and kind of be like. I'm kind of moving already, man. You know, everybody's on a go. And
So
shit.
does it feel like everyone's on their way somewhere?
Yeah, yeah, no, especially in like subway, people kind of look at you, and you know, I don't know if you've seen this on the subway. Everybody always kind of gives you that one up, like, oh, okay, you're there. I take in your presence in case I need to like fucking run away, and then I look down again. I don't know.
That's
Man.
something you've noticed a lot,
Yeah, yeah.
So what, they look up, acknowledge your existence, and then quickly look away and look down. It's if you catch eye contact with someone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's the last thing that most Brits want on the tube. They don't want to actually acknowledge that there are other people around them.
Yeah.
So if you catch eyes, it's like, oh shit, let me look down.
Yeah, okay. No,
But I can't lie, yeah, I'm like you. I love people watching and talking to people on the tube. Because I just look at them and I wonder, where are you going? Like, what are you up to? What's your life like right now?
I feel that.
You know?
Yeah.
So, what's your name?
Oh, Sahen, man. What have you got me saved in your phone?
So let me show you what I've got saved in my phone as. Because when you texted me, you texted me on a different number and I couldn't find your old thing.
Yeah.
On your contacts it says that.
Yeah, so that's my artist name.
Your what name?
My artist name.
Artist name.
Artist. Like.
Oh, your artist name. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
How do I say it? How would you pronounce it?
Lalo.
Lalo. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
Lalo Kura.
And then Sahen?
Yeah, that's
Sahen.
me, man.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, I'm technically a Joburg South African Indian.
Okay.
My family from Durban. That's kind of like the coast, you know. I have a Muslim side of the family on my dad's side is Hindi.
Okay.
But I'm basically pretty much a white boy, you know.
What makes you say that?
Christian school. You can hear the way I talk. I don't have any, you know, like. No man, why the fuck would you do that? What's wrong with you?
Interesting. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Interesting.
So whenever I go to Durban, my cousins always kind of look at me like, it's him. Is that what?
Forgive my ignorance. So Durban is in South Africa.
Yeah.
Along the coast.
Yeah.
So that's where you were born?
That's where the rest of my family was born. Every single member except me. That's
and you were Johannesburg?
Yeah.
So I actually had a neighbor that was a flatmate that lived in Johannesburg. She was white.
Yeah.
Is Johannesburg a white area? Quite a white area? How would you describe it? I know nothing about South Africa, by the way.
Oh, cool. No, I'll teach you the things, man. Joburg is, you know, it's kind of where everybody goes for work. It's that like serious business place.
Okay.
Depending. So you know, you get the richer northern areas where it's like Sandton or you know, it's very. Yeah, it's pretty white.
Okay.
In kind of the way where you're like, okay, a bit racially divided, you know. You can definitely say. There is an element of black richness, especially like in government and stuff.
Okay.
And then if you go further down, like into the actual CBD, fully black.
Did you say CBD?
Yeah.
What is that?
Central Business District.
Central Business
Yeah.
District. So if you go into the CBD in Johannesburg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you see? You see a lot more black people? What did you say?
Yeah.
Black
a lot
people.
more black.
Oh, okay.
It's like varsity and stuff is there, Wits and all of that. So, you know, the younger kids, it's a big racial mix, whatever.
Okay.
Durban is a mostly black and Indian area. And it's kind of cool. There's a bit of a fusion of culture, but, you know, Indians also fucking hate everybody, man. It's a thing. They even hate themselves.
Yeah.
The most racist thing I've heard about an Indian man was from an Indian man. It's
Really?
this is the culture, bro. I don't.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's actually really funny because I'm from Mauritius, and obviously there's a big Indian presence and culture in Mauritius as well, and a big African culture and like people there as well. And I've experienced a similar thing, or I've heard a similar thing from my parents growing up as well. That even though we're all the same like color, like certain white people wouldn't even be able to tell the difference, but nonetheless they'd still like look down upon the African people and and even like to this day there's still some kinds of like stigma even between themselves, like you were saying. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. So you grew up in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you? Did you enjoy it?
Low-key, yeah, best times of my life,
Yeah?
man. So I've been to India and I've been here and I've been in Ethiopia and I've been to Amsterdam.
Okay.
But, like Ethiopia was overnight and then Amsterdam was just like 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I don't know if it's just there's nothing like home, but man, it's spread out. You can kind of, the thing I noticed, like over here, you'll drive a while before you notice an area where it's like nobody's like left it alone. Like there's always something that's happened in a specific area. Like you can go for a while before you see something where it's like, haha, this is the forest, man. And,
I see. Like untouched by civilization, by man. Okay.
And over there, most of the time, it'll just be open areas and you kind of look out. I actually have a spot that's maybe 10 minutes from me. That's my like favorite view, and it's literally a drive I do. Oh, and also I drive all the fucking time.
Okay.
Like I don't do the bus. I don't do walking, and I've kind of driving is an extension of me. So when I'm over there, I always do like a drive to go and think about shit. And there's this field on the other side.
Yeah.
And you kind of just look out. You can see they have like a few factories. They have the train station. It's the Gautrain. The Gautrain, the biggest train station by us, has 5 stops. So there's a big difference there, man. But you just look out, the sun sets, and you felt type vibes,
Yeah.
Just look. Yeah, that's home. Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds really fucking nice.
Yeah. Bro, I don't know, maybe I can ask you, but I feel like over here, not more observe, because it doesn't feel like everybody's kind of like, aha, okay, there they are. But just having all of the people around you, do you ever get like, claustrophobic or like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I really do. Do you know, I feel like this is something that I always kind of battle with, because obviously I was born in West London. I have and I love London in a general sense. I like where I grew up. I like my upbringing. When I became a teenager from like 15, 16, I fell in love with the rave scene in London and in the UK in a general sense. And I truly like found my community of people within that. Not a specific group, but just a raver in itself, in general. I found my clique, my people, like I fell in love, especially just the London rave scene. It helped me through a lot of like hard times, and it taught me a lot as well. Outside of that, I hated not being able to see farther than 100 meters or 100 feet, Like, say like you're on the high street, you can't see further than like the street from when it bends, and you're on a high street, so you're blocked either way, literally like this. And for a while, it was really getting to me, and I fucking hated it. And because of that, I thought I hated London, and I thought I hated cities. But when I started spending more time out of London, more near the countrysides, and doing small trips to like Amsterdam, and me and my brother are going to Amsterdam this Friday actually, for 4 days. Yeah, really looking forward to it. But yeah, when I started doing that, I felt my hatred for London going down. Not only that, I started appreciating London while I was here more, but it always gets to a point for me where I'm like, I need to get out of here, and I need to spend like 2 or 3 days just away from brick and fucking concrete, and I just need to see an unkept bit of grass for a period of time. Do you know what I mean?
No, for real, man.
So yeah, for me, it's definitely a balance. However, the city, whether it's London or not, is always in me. Like I think probably because I grew up here, I always I love the chaos and the unpredictability of being in the city, especially I guess mainly the nightlife and I guess the conveniency of like things you'd have to do in an average day. But yeah, aside from that, give me a beach or a fucking farm or something quiet. Because you can always travel into chaos. If you live in chaos, it's hard to escape it because it's in your head as well. You know, it's not just your environment. You might escape your environment, but still have it in your mental and have it fuck up your days. So yeah, that's what I think. So have you been to London before?
No, it's my first
Your
time.
first
Man.
time.
Yeah.
And when did you arrive?
Was this last week? When the fuck?
So what's the date today? It's the
Oh yeah, there we go.
25th.
I was here from the 18th.
18th. So
Shit, I've
was
been here, man. That was last week, Wednesday, actually.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Shut
So
up,
you've been
man.
just over a week.
Yeah.
What do you think of London?
Oh man, I actually have like a little London journal that I've been like jotting all of my thoughts in, and one of the
Nice.
things it kind of goes with what you were saying, man. It was kind of like if you think about the sort of I guess you can say humanity's pursuit over time. Like we've tried very hard to fight nature. We've kind of been the opposite of like just looking at shit and being like, oh, okay, there's a tree, I'm happy.
Yeah.
We need to name it, we need to chop it, we need to build it, etc, etc. And I feel like this is so far this is the best presentation I've seen of it, man. Just of thought and activity and or I guess what I was saying earlier, there's no space that's just like, as is. Everything is very meditated. Everything is very like, okay, here we are, and this piece goes with that, and we don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna put something here, man. We're gonna put something, and I love it, cause I have a very kind of like I like to see things. I like my mind to be occupied, so it's nice there in that sense. But the thing I wrote was that. I know a lot of like fucked up abandoned buildings that haven't been touched for years, and I think that also kind of speaks to humanity, because it's about the fact that we do so much shit, and we get so like we're gonna go to fucking Mars and we're gonna do this. It doesn't ever stop the hubris, it doesn't stop how we feel, it doesn't stop the sadness of being human, it doesn't stop really anything. And you sit there and you decay a bit as you're doing all of this shit. And I think it's like, it's very intoxicating, and I think it's intoxicating in a practical way, like when I went to India, it was like a bad trip, I was just kind of chilling there completely without the ability to kind of sit up,
Yeah.
But here it's like, okay, I think it's also kind of the way that everybody's always on the move. Everybody is always doing something. So you always kind of have that like, okay, this is the next thing. This is how we're going to get to this pinnacle. I think Europe general seems that vibe of like, okay, this is,
Yeah,
okay.
we're hustling.
Yeah. And it's nice, like you can occupy yourself with that, but I think it's important, like, not to forget just that kind of, man, you can be the most successful guy, you won't get as much pleasure from your business as just fucking looking, man. Yeah, that made me feel pretty nice, I've seen it, now I know. But I really do want to pursue it as well.
Yeah.
I think like coming back here to do shit instead of just vacation, a must.
Yeah.
Yeah, once in a life,
Yeah.
To have all of that sense of shit, restfulness, to have that restfulness inside of you, and maybe even not to know exactly where you're going, but to put in the work that, hey, dog, um, there was some series. It was this kind of rapping competition. It was the corniest fucking shit, man. It had.
Was it British?
No, it was American.
American?
Yeah,
Ah.
it had like T.I. and Cardi B. It was literally like idols, but like.
Oh, I think
Chance
I've
was
seen what
there.
you're talking about. Yeah, I saw that. I saw clips.
Yeah, and there's a bit where T.I. says that success comes when preparation meets opportunity.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That's a good one, right?
I like that a lot.
Because at the end of the day, like, you just have to keep on doing what you love and practicing and just grabbing it with both hands.
Yeah.
And, hey, you know, just by cause and effect and just literal logic, you're going to be put in those situations where somebody will be like, shit, I need someone who can do X, Y, Z. And you'll be like,
Yeah. And do you know what? It's so funny that you're saying this because I've thought this through a few times, and then that opportunity gets called to you. Now you can be one of two people in that scenario. The person that wanted to do it has always said they wanted to do it, but never prepared or hustled towards it. So when that opportunity comes, you're not even the guy for that opportunity because you ain't got nothing around you. You've got the mentality of wanting to do it, but there's nothing there to show that you're the person for that thing, apart from what you're saying with your words, and we can't trust words. So then you just let the opportunity pass you by, and then you continue that cycle of complaining about it. Or, like you just said, hustling in your own time, wanting it, grabbing it, not knowing when it's going to come, but knowing that it will if you just keep hustling towards it. And then as soon as that person says, yeah, he will do that, that hand comes straight up and you can say it with so much conviction and knowing in yourself, that's my fucking moment. That's that time, you know?
Oh,
that's the opportunity.
man.
I feel that shit because a lot of people, and I think it's relevant now more than ever because there's so many things that you can do, become successful at, make money at, that you can just start right now. Do you know what I mean? Like you can start a TikTok channel right now, start making videos from right now. No one's like preventing you from doing that. Stay consistent enough until attention comes onto you. You make the right moves and whatever, and become successful. But I feel like because it's so much up to us, people. I feel like I've gone off track here a little bit, but people don't like that as much because then they can't attribute their failures to other things and other people. Do you know what I mean? Because it truly is all down to you. So another thing they use to justify their lack of success is the lack of opportunity. Not realizing that you got to hustle before the opportunity comes, because then when the opportunity comes, how are you going to start at the ground level when the opportunity comes? From when the opportunity comes, you should already be up there so that you can hit the ball running, and then that's when it happens, you know? Yeah, I really feel that, and that's something I've been thinking a lot recently. Like, and I think like, at the root of that, as to whether you're doing that thing or not, purely comes down to how much you love it, how much you actually want to do that thing. You know?
No, truly.
Because you gotta love that process, not the result, which I've heard 100 times. You gotta love whatever it is you're doing. You gotta love not necessarily every, but most of the minutiae of that, most details, all those little things those little building blocks that build to that actual thing. You've got to fall in love with the process, so that the reward is a byproduct of what you love doing, as opposed to what you love in itself. Because you do the process a lot longer than you reap the reward.
That's true, bro.
Innit?
Yeah, I get you. Honestly, I think that's been one of my favorite things, man. Like, the fact that most of the time I'm not even putting shit down. Whatever it might be, most of the time I'll be thinking and practicing, and I always have this moment where I'll hear myself and I'll be like, damn, motherfucker, alright, cool,
I see you.
yeah.
I see you.
Okay, cool, fuck, man.
Dap yourself up, yeah. You're like, my guy.
Fuck.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I watched a video early today while I was mindlessly scrolling through Insta of a dad and his son or daughter, I couldn't tell, on a boat, and they'd been there for hours. The dad was trying to get the kid was trying to catch his first fish with his dad or her dad. They must have been there for ages, and then they I don't know what you call it, but they caught it and they're trying to reel it in. The kid's trying for ages. It's like, come on, trying. And then she did it, or he did it, and the joy on both of their faces, and the girl was just like, yeah, and then, like not even noticing the dad, just to herself being like, yes, like get in, like I fucking did it, and then like high fiving each other and like just that happiness. And I realised while watching that, like, that's one of my favourite things in the world, when someone, preferably me, but when someone has a goal, puts so much effort towards that goal, and then reaps the reward of it. But I realised even deeper than that, I love it when the reward is a singular moment. The best example of this is skateboarding. So there's a skateboarder might see a thing of stairs or a trick and be like, I want to do that trick. I want to be able to complete it, just do it. So then they spend all these hours, all this time just trying to do this trick. You see them try it, fail, do it again. When they're close, people start watching and they're trying, failing. But when you see it and then that one moment when they hit it and they land, you see the realization in their face, the reaction from everyone. And just like all the culmination, I probably said that wrong, but the combination of all those hours and effort spent to be met at one point, that one thing, that trick getting done in that moment, and then that big explosion of accomplishment and pride and all. I just love those moments so much.
No, that's special, man.
It really is.
Special.
I feel like if anyone can introduce more of those moments in their lives, they should.
Yeah.
And I guess the only way to do that is to set yourself challenges. Like, give yourself goals that aren't necessarily career-based or anything-based, just something you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, somebody said to me the other day, they were like, what? Don't make your goals only big ones, man. Like, honestly, the first goal is to be happy. Kind of, you chilling and you're meditating, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, I'm here now. This is beautiful. And after that, it can be tiny fucking things. Dog, you can get apps and shit that's like, hey, dog, you got out of bed and you made your bed. Shout out. And the thing is, like, I think part of what we were talking about earlier is celebrating the shit that happens in your life as it happens. Because actually, shit, bro, it goes super quick.
Yeah.
You know? You get very, I mean, I think it's one of the curses that you get so used to everything. And anything put in front of your nose, you don't appreciate, And maybe you just need to fucking, like, fight for that shit. Okay.
Sorry, carry on.
No.
So maybe we have to fight for that shit.
Yeah. You see me after bowling, You can see what kind of talk I am. I'm like a soul chain that goes like this and chugs along.
I like it.
Oh, sure, man.
I like it a lot. So you're episode number 7.
Yeah.
I've met with 5 complete strangers before this. It's been really interesting seeing how different people talk, and it's been interesting for me learning how I should talk with each person. Episode 4, Graham, he was a lovely guy, Canadian. He was really like hyperactive, like really talking a lot. And at times I feel like I interjected at the wrong times, or I would leave him to talk, and he would just like keep on going. Big up, Graham, I love you. He would just keep going, and then kind of like taper off into like something completely different, and then I would get confused. But that was actually a good episode. I like that one. Definitely want to get him back. But no, more. I just find it really interesting how different people talk, and
You wouldn't be special, man. Honestly, my aunt, she's a journalist, and we don't really get on as people, So one of the times I had to drive her to get a haircut. Ooh, sorry. And I always say, like, when I'm going with somebody, just think of one thing to talk with them, just in case. And it got to that point where it was just dead silence, and I was like, "So, Auntie, how do you do interviews?" And oh man,
I mean, that's kind of an interesting question, though.
yeah,
Asking a journalist how they do interviews.
yeah.
Um,
Dog.
I think that's very interesting. What did she say?
Listen,
Oh, that's what she said. She said just listen.
I think yeah, dog. Honestly, I like for myself. One of the reasons I don't really smoke is I get really like socially anxious, right? And I'll chill there with a person and I'll kind of watch every movement that they make, kind of as this is why they fucking hate me. Yep, yep, yep. This is how I'm a bastard.
Yeah.
And
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
yeah, god damn, this whole time. No, don't tell me that it's fine.
I know what you're thinking. Don't do that to me,
See
you
your
motherfucker.
face, bro.
It's all over your motherfucking face. What are you trying to say, man?
No, fucking literally. And so I take a lot of joy in reading human nuance, but most of the time, like, it's actually just right there, hey? Like, it's most of the time, a conversation goes really quickly, and it's just like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and it's literally just the moments that you see shit get swept under, you know. You kind of just chill there. And shame, one of the reasons that I'm with my girlfriend now, she said, "Oh, I can see that kind of hurt you. I'm sorry for saying that." And I was just chilling there like, I thought I was hiding my emotions. How can you read me? God damn. Nah, dog.
How did you know?
No, this is holding that. Waiting so long.
Come here, girl. So, you felt a level of emotional intelligence with your girlfriend. Is that what is that what you'd say you call it?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be with her otherwise. No, like one of them. I do not have anything against people who don't like to deal with emotions, because at the end of the day, there's a reason there. You have stuff that, I understand. But for fuck's sakes, man. Jesus, you can't say to someone, that really hurt me when.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, nah, listen.
I'm not having this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's wrong with you? You think you can feel pain right now? This is life. Life hurts. What are you complaining for? It's like, okay. I'm just, oh man. People who don't have time just to feel what they need to feel, like, oh, shame.
Let's talk about that with regards to men.
Oh, damn.
Because as a teenager, I found it hard to display and feel emotion, but I recognized that was something that I needed to work on to be a complete individual and to be mentally sound, or towards my late teens, early 20s. In the last maybe 3, 4, 5 years, I've really tried to work on my mental health and focus on, just try to be really conscious of how I'm feeling and how it can just affects my actions and stuff. Like, I really struggled with my anger. I know it may not come across that way, and it doesn't to most people that meet me. And then when I say it, or when they see it, sometimes they're like, "Damn, I really didn't expect it." But yeah, I've really struggled with my anger badly in the past, and I really wanted to work on that and figure it out. So I've been trying the last few years just to be as emotionally present as I can be, and then try to communicate that when need be. I don't know how I'm doing, if I'm honest. Oh,
Real man.
love.
By the
my
way.
hands are so sweaty. I'm sorry.
Oh, good, bro.
But love, my bro. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
No, dog. Yeah,
But
you were saying.
it's hard, man. I have been struggling with it a little bit. It's like, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. I think that was Mike Tyson's quote. But when I'm by myself or in low risk environments, I'm fine and I can be very conscious of how I feel, and I can make the appropriate actions. But when I'm on the pitch, as in when I'm in situations where all things are happening and all fires are whatever that phrase is, cylinders are firing.
There you go. Yeah.
and there's all these multiple stimuluses and things are happening, sometimes I can just kind of forget and slip into what I feel most comfortable doing or what I've done all the time in the past. But one thing I've really learned that I feel like will sort that out is that whenever I feel like I'm not able to act appropriately, or if I feel like I'm gonna act out of emotion, just to like eject myself from a situation. And I feel like that has been the main thing that's been the biggest tool, as dumb as it sounds, that's been the biggest tool that's helped me navigate my emotions in real time. Is that if I feel like I'm about to say something out of anger or out of anything else, even like jealousy, out of spite, whatever it might be, I just leave, I just be by myself, and if possible, which most of the time it is, yeah, I just try to spend time by myself and like calm down, go for a walk or something. And then in that alone space, you kind of logically go through a situation and realize how stupid, not necessarily stupid, but unjustified that emotion is, and how wrong it would have been to act out of that emotion.
Yeah.
And then being able to do that and then calm down and then go back into that situation and act accordingly has been a real blessing. Like, it's only really been in the last like year since I've been single that I've been able to figure that out and get good at it. But it's definitely something that I'm still like actively working on. How is it with you? Like, how do you navigate your emotions and work through them?
Well, Dave, just for a shout out to you for the journey, man.
Thank you, bro.
And, I think it's a good tool, what you just said, Dave. Like, I think one thing that I've thought recently, the idea of toxic masculinity, it's very maintained, and I feel like one of the big things that maintains it, and almost like feeds it, is the idea that a man isn't allowed to like break, you know. At all times he should be composed, he should be the one who is in charge, he should be the one who would grab a situation by the scruff of the neck and, you know, lead forward. And anybody who isn't that is basically just a follower. And hey, you know, be quiet. But the thing is, like, somebody who knows what to do in every situation, they don't fucking exist, you know? They
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
And somebody who takes the wheel blindly, you can look at it as brave. Or if there's somebody in the car who knows where they're going, you can look at the guy who took the wheel without knowing where he's going as a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, nobody knows what to do in every situation. So sometimes you do need to leave a situation. That is the fair enough thing to do. And it's also the thing that allows you to take care of yourself. And I feel like that's just the number one thing. Don't think that you need to be strong. Don't think that you shouldn't indulge yourself. Don't think that now's not the time. At the end of the day, bro, this thing over here, that decides. Like, that decides when you're tired. That decides when you need a break. That decides, hey, shit, like, actually, nah, I can't. You know? There's been a lot of situations that I've dealt with in the past, and I've thought that I can deal with them again, and then I get there, and I'm kind of like, yeah, no. Step back. And, you know, the thing that I've recently discovered is a lot of it, you know, hey, the assumptions that live under the network of social interaction for men is so firmly established over here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
like, you will be chilling with people and you will think, fuck, I can't tell you that hurt me.
Yeah. Or you might think, fuck, I need to be doing this right now in this situation.
way.
I should be moving like this.
No way.
And then questioning why you're not naturally thinking that Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, literally.
Isn't that mad? Isn't that crazy?
Bro, because the thing
Fucking
is,
hell.
it's like, you're thinking that that's like normal human being, but
Yeah.
actually, there's nothing to do with normal anything.
Yeah, it's
you
something we
know?
constructed.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
How does someone go about breaking that narrative in their head? Breaking that subconscious expectation of how they should be acting as a man.
I think you're doing the right thing, eh? I won't even lie. I think at the end of the day, it is, like we said earlier, it's the process. It's the navigation of the journey. And honestly, the journey, if it's a river, there's a lot of like dips that take you to where you need to go more quickly when you're having the conversations. The guy who is sitting with a circle of guys and can say, hey, did you guys feel okay today? Were you hurt by when this happened, etc.? That person, low-key, is a fucking prophet, bro. Trust that guy, because to be able to express it, to be able to be like, wait, you also think that way? And shit, where do you think that comes from? Things like that. It really helps, because suddenly everything's a bit wider for you.
Yeah.
But honestly, bro, I think you're doing the right thing. You just gotta take it a little bit by little bit and say to yourself, hey, I am here, I am active on this journey. This journey is going towards this direction. This is what it feels like. And every day, just being there with, hey, shit, I actually feel a bit better now. I don't feel like the guy who has to start a fight. Shit, I feel like the guy who can actually express myself. And, the thing I found for myself most helpful is actually writing this shit down, because I'll feel pretty shitty, and I'll think that I'm going back to a place, then I'll read where I was a year ago, and I'll kind of be like, shit, nah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't actually thought of using a journal in that way. If you feel like, because if you're writing through yourself, going through a time, and then if you feel like you're revisiting that time, you can talk, you can hear yourself go through. I'm explaining that so badly, but you can get documentation of you at that time and see, compare it to how you're actually feeling right now, and seeing whether you're actually there or not.
Yeah.
Or maybe you give insight as to how you dealt with it then, which can help you deal with it now.
That's a good point, bro. Yeah.
Man, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a list of questions. I pick them at random and you just answer them.
Okay, cool. Do you want me to do a little...
A little what?
Pew, pew, pew! Segment 1!
Hey! I like that. Do you enjoy dancing?
Yes, so much.
Nice. How many days do you think you could go without taking a shit? They're all completely random, I should have said.
Full year.
God damn. I kind of want to see that.
I've invented a pull. Oh no, shit,
Yeah, shit.
shit, man, a week and a half. I could,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Nah,
I think that's impressive.
Okay.
I also think it's a big number. It's also realistic.
Fair enough.
Someone could pull that off.
Yeah, don't try it at home.
Don't. Please don't.
I'm a professional.
When's the last time you cried?
Oh shit, it's yesterday. My aunt and I were watching Bit X. It was the episode where the dude becomes a... No, it was the day before yesterday. Yeah, it was Brit X, but it was the one...
Brit X?
Brit X is... it's a small not documentary series. It's a small fictional series. And it kind of focuses on the lives of black people in Britain.
Oh.
And Yeah, so it's like different times, but just kind of like, you know, the shit that they had to endure.
Yeah.
And like, the one I was watching was the kid couldn't read, right? And he was very like, nah, I just don't know that letter. You just need to, like, just, come on, stop being a dick. I can read, you know? And his mom, like, pulls him and she brings him the Bible. And she says to him, I will not hide in my own home. Try and read this. And I was just like, oh,
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
oh, I like that. Was it over something serious? That's always the next question I ask after. Would you say that was something serious?
Bro, honestly, I think that anything family related just hits home, you know? It's just like, it'd be tough in family circles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay, if you were the leader of a gang,
Yes.
what would your gang initiation process be for your new members?
They would have to eat their left testicle.
The left one?
Yeah.
Just the left one?
Yeah. Wait, which one hangs lower generally?
I think the left, I think you're right.
Okay,
Is that what you
yeah.
wanted? You wanted the lower one?
I feel
Eaten?
like I'd want them to get the closer one because that seems more challenging, you know?
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Cutting a sack, removing and sewing it back up?
Whatever they need to do.
Oh,
bro.
however,
Eat your,
as long as I see that testy eaten,
will.
you're in.
I will.
Say no
But
more.
they can't be like dicks about like, nah, I'm just gonna go have
No,
a
you're not
surgery
dicks.
real
It's got to be the
quickly."
balls.
Yeah, fair enough, bro. Yeah.
Okay, these ones are finish the sentence
Okay.
questions. So I'll start it, you finish the sentence. I go through life.
Surreptitiously.
What is that?
I don't know.
I like that. I am.
Grateful.
Nice. Every day I look forward to.
I look forward to a lot of things, man. Most things.
Most things. Every day I wake up with the intention to.
Appreciate beauty.
Nice. When I think about my life, I say to myself.
This is a good one.
Nice. Okay. Normal questions again. Do you like being alone?
Yes.
You do. Are you lonely?
Yeah, can be. Can be.
So many people that I've asked, do you like being alone? They say yes. And then I say, are you lonely? They also say yes. You'd think that if you like being alone, you'd say you're not lonely. But there's something to that. I don't know. I have no idea, but I think I've asked 6 of the 7 people, maybe 5 of the 7 people. All of them have said, yes, I like being alone, and yes, I'm
I have 2 answers to that.
Go.
Okay, the first one is that it is more painful to be with people than to be lonely, right? The second one is that in the times of greatest pain, that is when you learn and grow the most.
That's true. These ones are either or. Pick one.
All right.
But before I do those, have you ever broken a bone?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, dislocated my shoulder.
How was that?
I tried to do parkour.
Parkour. Where?
Fucking grabbed the ledge, and I held on to the ledge. My fucking arm dislocated, but I still held on.
But you got that grip.
Yeah.
You got that monster grip. Okay, in a zombie apocalypse, before I go to pick either or, in a zombie apocalypse, where would you stay and what would your weapon of choice be?
I would go to the middle of a fucking field, and I'd have like a baseball bat, and I'd just go until they got me, bro.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
fuck
that.
it,
You're not aiming for the long haul.
Nah, dog.
You're going out in spectacular fashion.
Yeah, fuck it. Man.
But baseball bat?
Yeah, it just seems like a fun.
It's
weapon
personal.
to, like,
It is fun as well. Good swing. Metal
Yeah.
or wood? You know those metal ones that get that sound when you get a good hit on it?
That's true, bro.
That'd be satisfying
Ooh,
with a zombie's head.
Especially with a zombie, man. Cause
Yeah.
if they crack under that.
Ooh.
Good times.
So that's your answer. That's a good answer. I like that. Are you sticking any nails or barbed wire in this bat, or are you going old school?
Man, I will pick up the bat as is. Let's
As
go.
is.
Let's go,
Fresh
boy.
out the box,
Yeah.
hitting zombies.
Let's go, boy.
I feel you. I like
yeah.
that. Okay, either or. TV series or movies?
Movies, bro.
Nice. Clubbing or raving?
I haven't been raving.
Dude, when do you go? When do you leave?
It's fucking far, bro. It's like 7th of June.
Okay. What are you doing on that 3rd? Or the Friday?
We're raving, bro.
Ah, yes!
It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, yeah, you have to... Yeah, come on, let's go to a rave. We'll go... I'll find one for either the 2nd or the 3rd.
Cool.
I'll just send you the link when I find one. And
Shut up, bro.
yeah, man, let's go. You have to go to, especially a London rave. I was just telling you how much I love the rave scene as well. Got it. Yeah. Might see some clips from that when that happens. Should be good. Okay, so neither then, clubbing or raving. I'll ask you the question again after the rave.
Shut up. Ask me during.
Yeah. I'll ask you during. Okay.
Honest truth, I hope that I get to the end of my life and I don't have any questions.
Oh, that's a good outlook.
Yeah. Like, dog, like, honestly, like, this is the run, do the run. Fuck.
Do you know what I see it? Do you know what I see it as? I see it as like if it was a video game. You play it to conviction as you're playing, and you play it to win, and then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And then you live, and then you die. And then afterwards, since you're still, for some reason, you still have this consciousness, I don't know, I would love to just be like, because I love, like, when you play those games, I love seeing dumb shit like how many jumps you did. You know, those things. Like, I play a lot of UFC, I like seeing how many punches landed and shit like that.
Yeah, because you can kind of, like, put
So
the
I like,
stats up.
yeah, and I like that. So I approach it in that way. Like, I'd love to know, like, so obviously you can do it with like physical things, like how many times I have like hit someone, how many fights have I been in, how many this and that. But then like I like doing it on social aspects as well. So like, what sentence did I say to someone that hurt them the most? What's the most painful thing? Do you know what I mean? What's the most painful sentence I've ever said to someone that really like have hurt them? What's the smallest thing that I did that contributed to a stranger's life in the biggest way? Because you, very like same as me, loves interacting with strangers. Sometimes just because you're curious. Sometimes just because you want to light up someone's day. And I'm sure, same as me, you sometimes wonder if you actually did, or if they still think about you, or if you did impact other people's lives. I'd love to know some specific ones if I ever impacted them, you know?
I would probably ask it, what the person who loved me the most felt about me and what that felt like for them. Cause do you ever look at someone and you're like looking in their eyes and you're gazing at them and you just kind of think like, we are so close and intimate right now. Everything is just in this moment. What's it like just on the other side? Oh, fuck, man.
Damn. Yeah, man, you're fucking right. Yeah. I love love. I really do. Like, I have weird views on marriage, but I love the idea of just like celebrating love, and the existence of it is great. So precious. On that note, think of one more thing you'd like to know about your life before you die.
Did I jerk off too much or was it just enough?
End of segment! It's been an absolute fucking pleasure to have you on. I've got to say, it's genuinely nice to know you. We'll go to a rave sometime next week, yeah?
Yes.
Banging, and I'll see you cunts next week. Bro, that was fucking good. That was really good, man.